I think Ricciardo's been that one driver who's, potentially, again, it's not worked out for him, but there was a stage where he was being considered as like, he could be the next Vettel.
Yeah.
Like, and he came in and slapped up Vettel in 2014. I'm not being funny. So he has shown that.
There's two things in that. Yes, it was a long time ago, and who knows, like, Christian Horner said when he took the car out, he would have been front line at Silverstone. Fine, okay. But I also feel like, he come and slap Vettel when he was the next golden boy. Mentally, when Max came in, Max is now the golden boy. I've been in that situation as well in some other jobs as well. When you get someone new coming and they come and tread on your toes, mentally, you're not in the right place. So maybe if Max came in a little bit later, we might have seen more from Danny Ricciardo, but I also feel like it was he's already lost the battle because Max is now the next big golden boy. And that's not to take away. And I've given Danny Ricciardo a lot of stick in terms of his quality at Red Bull. From a fan's perspective, from someone that's not really like dives down into the nitty gritty of it, I saw Max coming in to take his crown. Max is taking his crown. And if I was Danny, I would have jumped too. And I feel like that
Christian said he was running from a fight.
From a fight.
That's the line.
But then again, there's some fights. Can you? There's some fights where you think, can I actually win it? Maybe that was the best.
Because Verstappen wasn't slapping up Ricciardo. Like that, they were scrapping. They were fighting.
Yeah.
I think he just knew down the line it's just not going to end up.
It would become where he felt the team was moving to. I mean, Max, Red Bull. Not Red Bull Racing so much. Red Bull have gone all in on Max.
Yeah.
And when you've got
that brand, like he is just.
When you got Big Daddy Red Bull, like really in Verstappen's camp. But then
exactly.
Ricciardo's like such a big personality as well. I don't know.
But here's the bottom line: Checo is better than Danny Ricciardo today. That's the bottom line. Whether or not Danny Ricciardo in the last couple of years, and
do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you had a top 10,
convinced.
if you had a top 10 drivers list, Checo's ahead of Danny.
I mean, Ricciardo's had 2 races.
I
believe today. And I'm putting this. I believe. I could be talking bollocks, but I reckon Ricciardo would do.
Talking bollocks?
I reckon Ricciardo would do a better job than Perez in that Red Bull today. I believe that.
Do you know what? But I agree that as well. I do agree that as well. But I think it's in terms of the situation he's in. Checo's in this mental state of, oh my God, someone's going to take my seat. Danny Ricciardo's in the mental state of, I can take his seat.
Yeah.
So when you know if you think it's so close, that's why I think when you say someone to challenge Max, we'll see a different, better, speedier Max. That's what it is. Because it's so close to Danny Ricciardo, he would outperform. Because it's so far away from Checo, he's underperforming. So that's a completely different scenario. I think if it was the reverse scenario, when Checo could be barging on Danny Ricciardo's seat, for instance, years ago, it would be completely different. But I just think it's based on the situation that we're in. That's why I agree with you. That's why I agree with you.
No, I agree with that as a statement, but I do think today Sergio Perez is a better driver. I just think like you said, the mental gymnastics that Sergio is going through right now. If you were to theoretically put Daniel Ricciardo in that Red Bull, I think he would do better. But I don't think that means that it just means the better driver right now. I think it's just something that would refresh like Red Bull as a team. I think Daniel Ricciardo would come in and take that opportunity. He's raced against Max before. Absolutely. And I think Sergio is mentally, I mean, that result will have helped today, to be fair.
Big.
Going into a summer break, he can kind of reset a little bit. He's got a second on the board.
Still P2 in the championship.
By a long... He's still P2, but I think... Yeah, man, that's actually crazy.
We agree. I agree with you. Danny Ricciardo would do a better job now in that Red Bull than Checo has done this season. But it just means that Checo's had a bad season.
Do you think Daniel Ricciardo is a better driver than Sergio Perez today?
Remember 2020 Checo. Remember 2021 Checo. 2022 Checo versus Danny Ricciardo those years. I'm sorry. Checo's better than Ricciardo.
Based on today, I agree with you today, but I think Pete's nailed it. But... I don't know.
I'm choosing Yuki Tsunoda.
Ricciardo's proven the highest ceiling of the two. I think Checo's had these moments of again when he won at Bahrain in the Force India Racing Point, wherever it was, and like coming through the back, like Checo's had his amazing moments. I just think that if you're anticipating that everyone else is gonna catch up and be in with. I just feel like Ricciardo, it's a different mentality, right? Because Ricciardo left from a position of he took the decision to leave and take the bag at Renault and bank on that opportunity and then move to, which he should never have gone to McLaren from there in the first place, obviously in hindsight. But I think that, yeah, obviously Perez is the one who's kind of got this pressure. All of those little sound bites from Christian Horner, that's all, I've no doubt in my mind, that's all intentional. That's all to sow the seeds, to see if Checo can deal with the heat, the Red Bull, like, and I'm just saying that Ricciardo's the only teammate who's like been there and gone toe to toe with Max and consistently like been there.
Sorry, but this was Max years ago. The Max you've got now is a different machine, bro.
I don't think he's much quicker. I think he's more well-rounded, but his pace, you see some of the moves he was putting in like 2016, 15. That was the one Brazil around the outside of Rosberg in the wet. Like, Verstappen's talent is like, he's been talented from day dot, man. 2018 Verstappen, talent-wise, but I think he's more well-rounded. I think he can just make it all better.
Like, he can just like pummel you into the ground now.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Mentality monster. Like, what he's trying to pull today, that's all.
Yeah,
asserting authority, dominance in that team.
So, but in terms
I can have fun and win from P6 and just fuck about and do it.
In terms of Checo, then, right? So Checo leaves. What's his next path? Because from what I've seen, if we take the Danny Ricciardo path, is that he's gone from the top and he's gone down through the ranks, and then he's ultimately gone from McLaren, but now he's back in these many. This is a very rare occasion this has happened. So Checo, right? He's at top. Where does he go next? Then where does he go after that? Ultimately, until he leaves. So I feel as if I don't know where I'd put Checo if he wasn't at Red Bull. That's the thing.
There'll be takers.
Yeah, but I don't know where to put him. I don't know where.
I mean, it won't be as good as a Red Bull, obviously. And
of course,
it won't be anywhere near a team that's.
Would it be like Alfa Romeo or?
I think it would be in that the Alpine might be the one that's that.
I was thinking Alpine, but no one's underachieving at Alpine. That's the problem.
Yeah, because we've said we've got all these good drivers that are just happy doing their bit in the middle.
Yeah,
for them teams, you know, they're happy with them results. Ultimately, they know they're not going to win. So why would they mess around? Why would they mess around with something that doesn't need to be?
He's a money driver as well, isn't he? He will bring a lot of dough to any team.
True. He's Mexican, isn't he? Older Mexico.
Yeah.
That was just,
The thing is as well, though, the Checo that was signed to Red Bull to the Checo today feel like two different guys. And I think the only problem is that he's mentally just been shot to pieces, especially this season. And I think until we get the I don't want to say the real Checo back, but I just want Checo to sort of come back as we know him to be on a bog standard day. When we get that version, P2s will be all around, and maybe once in a blue moon fight with Max. He has won races this year, by the way, so it's not like he's
not down and out.
He's not down.
He's just not Max. That's the thing. He's just not Max.
That's my point of kind of like. There's probably two drivers on this grid right now that you could actually slap in a Red Bull and they wouldn't get their arse handed to them.
Yeah.
Like
Leclerc.
Leclerc.
Hamilton, Norris.
I think
Lando, probably.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Honestly,
but I think even Fernando as well.
Fernando,
I'd say so.
But
I think Perez knew he wasn't Verstappen, you know, in terms of, I wouldn't say respect, in terms of like priority and name and buzz is where at the end of last season where there was that message on the radio, you know my plan, I'm not going to talk about it and stuff like that, where I think Perez realised he's never going to be that guy. He's never going to have that priority. And I feel like that's really stuck with him this season. I could be completely wrong. I know that would stick with me. If I didn't get backed by my team in the moment I needed it the most, because if he would have gone round him, if you'd have let him through, he would have got what, P2? Was it P2? He would have basically got, or he would have been whatever.
Yeah, it would nail them like second in the championship.
And I feel like part of it is, I think Ricciardo in this stage of his career where he left and it went wrong and he's coming, he would be more likely than Checo to accept that. Because like Daniel Ricciardo, like if he wants a shot at the Red Bull, he can't expect to be like that. Would be ridiculous. Like he can't expect to be like priority over Max. Like he knew why he left, and he knows why he wants to come back because he wants a chance fighting at the front again. And that's all they can promise him. They can't promise him anything more than that. They'd be silly to. But also,
we'll promise to put him in a fast car.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
But that's it. That's all they can promise him is the seat. But what I would say as well is regarding Ricciardo, I do think Red Bull is stellar, very, very good, like his whole time there. You know, Renault, really good his whole time there. McLaren didn't work, still won a race. At the end of the day, right, you've got...
that is mad when you put it like that.
There's many an
Didn't work,
instance...
he still won that race.
There's so many of an instances, right, of great drivers having the wrong package, the wrong car at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So again, Vettel 2014, Red Bull.
Yeah.
Vettel 2020, Ferrari. Like, I'm not being funny, like these are two really big blots in his...
Yes.
In his CV,
Yeah.
yet 2013 Red Bull, 2011 Red Bull, he was untouchable. And it's so much of like, if you get the wrong car at the wrong time and you're the wrong driver,